Jehoiada brought out the king's son and put the crown on him. He presented him with a copy of the covenant and proclaimed him king. They anointed him, and the people clapped their hands and shouted, "Long live the king." When Athaliah heard the noise made by the guards and the people, she went to the people at the temple of the Lord. She looked, and there was the king standing by the pillar, as the custom was. The officers and the trumpeters were beside the king, and all the people of the land were rejoicing and blowing trumpets. Then Athaliah tore her robes and called out, "Treason! Treason!" So remember, they stole him away, and Atalia was the leader of the land, ruled the land for 6 years. So he was like a year, so now he's around 7. So that's why. So he's older now instead of an infant. Let's continue to read. Jehoiada the priest ordered the commanders of units of 100 who were in charge of the troops, bring her out between the ranks and put to the sword anyone who follows her. For the priest had said, "She must not be put to death in the temple of the Lord." So they seized her as she reached the palace or she reached the place where the horses enter the palace grounds, and there she was put to death. Jehoiada then made a covenant between the Lord and the king and people that they would be the Lord's people. He also made a covenant between the king and the people. All the people of the land went to the temple of Baal and tore it down. They smashed the altars and idols to pieces and killed Matan, the priest of Baal, in front of the altars. Then Jehoiada, the priest, posted guards at the temple of the Lord. He took with him the commanders of hundreds, the Karites, the guards, and all the people of the land, and together they brought the king down from the temple of the Lord and went into the palace, entering by the way of the gate of the guards. The king then took his place on the royal throne, and all the people of the land rejoiced. And the city was quiet, because Athaliah had been slain with the sword at the palace. Joash was 7 years old when he began to reign. So, till then, all these leaders, including Athaliah, were worshiping these Baals, and bad things were happening to Israel. They were being invaded. They were having wars. They were having famines and such. And so, finally, this priest and the people got together, and they were able to overthrow Athaliah and put someone back, and then also make a covenant with the Lord regarding, following the Lord and following the commands and following the law. And so that's what we're seeing right now. And this again is we're in the Old Testament, and a time where Israel was. The Lord was living, amongst Israel, and Israel was supposed to be his people, but as we can see, they had commonly rejected him at this point. But there were still people. There were still people bringing past that believed in the Lord, bringing past to present. When you feel like there is, like you're the only one, think about the Lord can reveal. Pray for revealing, for revelation from the Lord to help strengthen you. Pray for strength. Pray for wisdom. And you do have brothers and sisters out here that are of the family of the Lord, a family of Christ. So bringing past to present, what kind of thoughts or feelings come to your mind when we read about this? How does it make you feel, and what does it make you think?